Maybe. Hey, what's
Hey,
going on,
everybody.
fellas? Hi.
Welcome back.
Welcome back to the Nerds That Know. We're short a couple nerds.
Uh,
Oh, there we go. Oh,
she's right there.
there's a nerd. Aw,
There
on
we go.
live TV and everything. How cute.
That went out to
Duchess
the
will
book of
not be
faces.
joining us tonight,
Yep.
obviously.
That's on the old.
Yeah, I know.
Facebook.
But Facebook, guess what? We met on Facebook dating, so call us and
Well,
give
there
us
you
some
go.
money. Yeah. We'll advertise because
That's my
we're
joke.
married now. And Facebook dating. See?
That's my joke from the wedding.
Yeah, I know.
It was.
I'm surprised you remember that, Matt.
Oh, I remember a lot. Just not the last hour.
Wait, I questioned that. I was there. I talked to you late in that
The
night.
last hour.
Matt,
Oh,
Matt,
yeah.
Mark, Matt, outside, hammered, out. It's the most excitement I've ever seen from Michaela.
Something in that vicinity, yes.
Right.
She's never been so excited about anything.
That's fine.
Yeah, that was a good
That was
night. That was a really good night.
good night. That was the best night of my life.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I remember being outside, then I was in the lost an hour of my life.
Well,
Oh, it's
you
not too
may
bad,
not
to be
you
honest.
may not get it back, but we'll remember it forever.
Of course, as well you should. As well you absolutely should.
Oh, we haven't even
Well,
talked
as
about
you can
anything, and we're already off the rails.
Yeah, we just went down memory lane. Thanks for joining us. Well, as you can see, there are 3 nerds here, 2 of the actually we're all actually
Yeah.
goons too. Look
Yeah.
at that. It's a goon heavy nerd cast. We've got Tank holding it down in the extreme southern command. What's going on, buddy?
Just hanging on at this point.
Yep. Right.
Kids are both on spring break, so
Oh, that's got to be a little rough.
Oh goodness gracious. And also in the Western Command, Golda Goon,
Hello, how going?
also known as the one with the
one
hair.
with the hair.
Hey, how you doing?
I was trying to come
The
up
one
with
with the hair.
something new, and I couldn't. So
That particular well is
Yeah.
dry.
what was the last of the Goonhekins was one thing I thought of. I was like, eh,
The last of the Goon
eh.
that
It almost
No, it's the last. You've got it in the wrong spot. It's the last of the Mohicans.
See, that's pretty good.
That fits much better at the end. You can be
slightly
Uncas,
better,
the
but I
last
still
of
think you're
them.
verging on cultural appropriation at that point.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I didn't go with it.
Right. Right. Before we get into this, I do want to say about that movie. I've always held to the theory that there are 2 perfect movies that will appeal to everyone, regardless of what kind of movie you like. And because they're action, there's romance, there's comedy, to some minor extent in both of these. But they're both perfect date night movies. The first one is Last of the Mohicans.
I don't understand. No, I guess, but
What's the other one though?
Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I'd be more likely to go with Last of Mohicans, and honestly, that's questionable. But
I don't know. I think the easiest go-tos for me are going to be like Spaceballs, Princess Bride, shit like that.
Princess Bride definitely is in the conversation. Spaceballs isn't as great as Spaceballs is as a comedy. It's not a perfect movie.
mine and Steph's first date, we watched Rent.
That's a
Which
good
is-
one.
the first musical I'd ever seen.
Now, did you see it in the theater or did you watch the movie?
No, we watched the DVD version of it.
I mean, I am a strong proponent of it. I was just wondering which version you got.
Oh, well, it was interesting. I'd never seen a musical before. I said, sure, let's watch it.
Yeah.
She fell asleep about 10 minutes into it.
Yeah.
And so I sat there and watched Rent by myself.
That's always been one of my favorites. Yeah, it's a really good movie.
Could do with less music, to be honest.
Never seen it.
I mean, the cast is just unbelievable. The original cast of Rent comes back for it, and you've got so many people that you've heard of that have done other things, that are in that original cast that are all big time now. It's unbelievable. They all came back and did it, and you're like, wow, this is where most of these guys, if not got their start, were very close to the start of their careers. So
yeah, true.
We have not even gotten to Rails yet.
No.
No.
All right, I gotta ask, what's in the Spiegelau?
It is green bar, and it is a bitters and soda mock that's made. They make 3 different ones. I think there's a lavender. I've had a blood orange, and then this one's an Earl Grey, and it's fantastic.
Oh, you've talked about that one before.
Yeah,
the Earl Grey one. Yeah, okay.
We were drinking
It's
different
really
things.
good.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, very different things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This
Water.
Pepsi, Peeps Pepsi.
Yep.
Bubbles.
Yep.
Tastes like
Bubbles.
marshmallows. Interesting.
Peep Pepsi, huh?
Yeah.
Is it sugar free or no?
No.
I don't think that could possibly be sugar free.
A little bit of sugar I've had.
That would be dramatic irony if you could
Right.
pull that off.
Sugar-free marshmallows would be interesting.
Here's a can of
Sugar-free
Pepsi Zero.
Sugar-free
flavor.
marshmallow flavored soda.
I think you'd have to come up with sugar-free marshmallows first, and since I haven't seen those,
I have seen
that's
those.
a thing. That's
Yeah,
a thing.
that's a
They're
thing.
disgusting.
Yeah, they're awful.
that doesn't sound like it would taste good.
Yeah, they're right.
No.
They're in the store. They're right next to the vegan marshmallows, which don't look great either.
Is it like stevia marshmallows or what?
I don't know. I didn't.
I have
care.
no
I
idea.
didn't care enough to look. I was like, oh,
You know what
sugar-free.
are delicious are the stuffed marshmallows, though.
Oh, the ones they stuff
Have
with
you had
chocolate.
those?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those
Yeah.
fucking things are money.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, center. Here we go. Let's go. 7 minutes, almost 8
Hello,
minutes in.
Facebook. Hello, Twitch. Hello,
Hi,
Twitter.
everybody. We are now going to start the show.
Project, can you hear me?
Forgot what we were doing.
Having a weekly catch-up. is what
all
we're doing.
All right, first on the list. Apparently, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey has been nominated by several as the worst movie ever. I haven't even seen this damn thing yet.
I haven't seen it either, but who's surprised by a movie called Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey not being dog shit? Who would be surprised?
I mean,
That
I
doesn't
think it's-
sound like a good idea.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
right.
it's a fascinating thing.
I mean, in theory, it could have been great, but it looks like and again, I haven't seen it. I don't know if I'm actually going to take the time to watch it or not, but I feel like if they
I
had
won't.
spent more than $8 on special effects, it might have been okay. But some of the stuff that I saw in the trailer is like, you know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of that fake trailer that comes out every year around Halloween, and it's the Christopher Lloyd Willy Wonka parody.
Oh yeah,
you guys
that
see
one's
that one?
hilarious. Yeah.
I wish they would make that movie because that's
That sounds better.
Oh,
Have you
it's
seen
really
it?
funny. It's really funny. I'll see if I can find it.
It's hilarious. Wee Man is in it. Christopher
Yeah.
Lloyd's in it. Oh yeah, the Oompa Loompas are just terrible zombie Oompa Loompas, and it's all dark and creepy. It's got like this hostile vibe to it.
Well, it just
And-
makes me wonder what kind of masochist perspective of your childhood do you have to turn Winnie the Pooh into a serial killer?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was one of those things where a bunch of people were probably sitting around doing shrooms, and they're like, we've got like $300,000 to make a movie with, And Winnie the Pooh is public domain now. What should we do with him? I don't know. Let's make him a serial killer.
Yeah, let's turn him into a creature of death.
I'm thinking bath salts, not mushrooms on that one.
Maybe.
Yeah.
That seems more like the crazy ride than the let's figure out my internal life side of things.
Right. Yeah, I don't know if that's necessarily a mind-alteringly opening kind of thing. It's more like,
Yeah.
"Whoa." Anyway. So if you haven't seen it, don't watch it.
Yeah, apparently I have heard zero good things about it, to be
I have
honest.
not heard anything good about it. So.
Yeah.
I have not heard anything about it, but
There you go.
just what people have written about it. Nobody I know has seen it. That should tell you something.
There you go. Oh, I thought you were
that's
reading. I thought you were reading more
The
stuff.
picture is amazing.
All right. Next up, one of the more popular series on Disney Plus had some news come out after season 1. We're talking about Willow, which is a continuation of the story. Obviously, some years later, the news came out that it was going to get canceled. And then, according to what we've just read, no, it's not. Maybe Tank.
Yeah, apparently they wrote season 2, and I don't know, whoever put the leak out that it was being canceled was not informed that they're in negotiations to continue on and at least do season 2.
Now, do you think that that was leaked on purpose just to get some fan outrage going, just to see, like, do you think somebody in the Willow camp was like, all right, fine, let's put this out that they might be canceling us and see what kind of uproar Disney gets from that? Like, it's got to come from somewhere, the leak, right?
Yeah, and you could be right. I mean, so much of social interaction at this point is how are they deceiving us? So, yeah, maybe.
Well, it's kind of like every, negotiation in all the professional sports all happen on, social media as well.
And it's all lies until someone actually signs a contract.
Correct.
Mhm.
Like the draft stuff.
Yeah. Anything that comes out about any player a week before the draft is a lie.
Mm-hmm.
Anything that comes out before a contract is signed is a lie.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So I haven't watched all of this. I haven't seen it all.
It was
yet.
good. It was good.
I tried. There was a disconnect in my own brain with some of the music choices. Like I had a hard, I think it was the beginning of the second episode where they're playing punk rock and they were running through
Yeah.
and Crimson and Clover. And I got why they picked that particular song, but
Mm-hmm.
I felt like a fantasy medieval style movie, and those kind of music choices just didn't fit right with me. My own personal opinion, it works. So I'm sure for a lot of people, clearly it's super popular, but I have not finished it yet.
When I was watching it, the first episode, I had trouble with the dialects that they were using of English because it was basically, today's vernacular. And so I was like, it reminded me a little bit with that touch, and the same thing with the music of A Knight's Tale, which a lot of people like because of the pop music and the reference to Nike and the fact that they use modern vernacular, or at the time modern vernacular, was 20 years ago. But it was the same kind of thing for me where I was just like, this. I mean, I don't remember. Willow was kind of a fantasy movie, and it was definitely, yore and all that stuff. They were not speaking, 2020 vernacular.
No.
And so I had a tough time with that. But after I bought that, the show itself and the story was pretty good.
Yeah. And like you said, it's awkward because it was definitely, you could tell it was the brainchild of an 80s baby and a millennial.
Yeah.
Kind of
For
trying
sure.
to figure out Gen Z at the same time.
Right.
Yeah.
And I do got to say, I love the guy, but Warwick Davis. Warwick Davis, he's not a great actor. He's kind of
No, he's not.
Maybe it's just because he hasn't done much, and maybe he has. I just haven't seen him in anything, but maybe he's just rusty. But
Oh,
The last thing I think I saw him in was Doctor Who, and that was Peter Capaldi or Matt Smith.
Oh yeah,
He was
I-
the Emperor of the Universe.
yep.
I recently rewatched the Harry Potter movies just because I wanted to,
But that
And
was
he-
20 years ago.
and he plays Grip Hook in the Deathly Hollows movies.
Yeah, that was 20
Yeah.
years ago.
And you can see there's kind of a weird stilted speech pattern that exists still.
Yeah.
The way they leveled Val Kilmer into it at the end, there was the episode where they kind of have his voice, and then at the end you see it. I thought was really well done and kind of tied the whole story together.
I'll have to put it on the docket. I'll have to try to force it down.
It is worth watching just to kind of
Right. Because I did love Willow. I mean, who didn't?
Yeah.
That was a movie of my childhood, right? It came
Yeah.
out when I was a kid.
yeah.
So I mean, let's
Yeah,
think
even if
about
it
40
doesn't-
years ago. Jesus.
completely connect, it's a worthy at least once through kind of watch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that movie used to scare the shit out of me when I was a little kid.
Oh, I remember.
That makes
I hated that. When I was a little guy, I hated that fucking movie. I don't remember what scared me so bad about it, but fuck, that movie scared the shit out of me.
it's just weird.
Right. Well, it definitely was a nostalgia play too, right? I mean,
Oh, 100%.
Oh
Right.
yeah, absolutely.
And speaking of nostalgia plays, let's talk about Picard season 3, which is just turning into one. I'm fully caught up except for what came out today, so I haven't seen the most recent episode. But it's almost a greatest hits. We get the characters that we all know and love, but we get them later in life, and it definitely changed, right? And we've already seen like Riker and Troy, and we've seen what their situation is, and how they've changed. But we're also, in the second or third episode, we get warrior monk Worf, who's completely different from what we remember. We never saw him meditate, I don't think, in either any iteration.
There was a little bit of that, but that was mostly. I think there was maybe one or two episodes where they showed him kind of a meditating thing, but that was to focus his pow or whatever the fuck. Those kind of situations.
Supposed to focus his rage a little more, I believe.
Right. Yeah. Trying to choke down his last batch of gach worms.
Yeah.
Well, we don't really know much about Worf after Jadzia's death, though, don't we?
No.
Like nothing.
No.
No.
So it's interesting to see.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. In comparison to season 2, I liked what they were trying to do with season 2. I think they kind of shoehorned it in a little bit, and it got a little bit too on that nostalgic trip with Q.
That I completely agree.
Yeah, and the Guinan piece, right? So this one so far has been excellent. It might even be better than season 1, which I really enjoyed. I thought
season 1 was really good.
Yeah, I thought that was a great story. Very original way to look at, the cybernetics and positronics and all of that stuff.
Not only that, but the whole Romulan futurization with no planet, and they're all refugees and stuff. That's an interesting take.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So interesting to see how it's going to all play out. Tank, have you been keeping up on it?
I have not watched this season yet, but I will probably pick that up this week, actually.
Good villain. Great. I don't want to ruin it because it's a pretty big plot beat, but there's a great twist to the villain side of it that I thought was super cool. I was like, oh, that's neat. Like, why haven't we heard of those guys lately? So super cool there. So if you have not had a chance to watch it, check it out for sure. Cool. Moving on to more recent series, Bad Batch. The new season is out. 4 or 5 episodes in, telling the story of Clone Troop 99 and their adventures across the galaxy with their little baby girl clone Omega.
Mm-hmm.
It's good. It's good. Tank, where is your phone?
Over there.
Is that what that? Is that, wait a second.
Somebody's phone is doing something wonky.
Did it stop?
Nope.
No,
Then
it's
it's not
still
me.
there.
It's not me. My phone is as far away from my computer as it could possibly get and still be within reach.
Interesting. No. Well, we apologize for the
the
technical
buzzing.
audio. Yeah, the audio stuff we are sorry.
I guess. Sorry, don't know what to do about that.
Yeah, it may not be you.
It may not be you.
It may not be you. It could be anybody. It could be
It
anything.
could be anybody. Could be anything.
It could be the Independence Day aliens.
Could be. It could be our newest collection to the Funko Pops, Lafayette.
Oh, that's cool. That's actually really cool.
Yeah, this one was a hard one to get.
I'll bet.
We're still missing like 5. There's so many in that set. I just the other day.
Madison.
Yeah, we got Madison.
Those are my 2 favorite characters in that show: James Madison and Lafayette.
There's James Madison.
Yeah.
And we got George Washington. We got TJ. We got one of the Hamiltons. There's 3 of them. We got Aaron Burr. Got the King. I love the King.
I thought you weren't buying more stuff.
We decided we were finishing this set.
Okay.
That's the only one.
Okay. Got it.
Of course it is. We all believe you, Mark.
Right. No.
Anyways, Bad Batch.
Bad Batch.
Yes.
Right.
Bad Batch. Cool series. I have enjoyed everything I've seen from it to this point. I haven't really gotten into the new season yet, but I will be making that sometime when I have a couple minutes alone, I will make that a watch.
Yeah, the nice thing is that they're 25
Yeah, they're
minute
fairly
episodes.
short episodes.
Yeah. And this season doesn't strictly stay with the clones. There's some bouncing around and telling of a couple of adjacent stories that are now starting to all come together, which is pretty cool. So, Crosshair is a little bit more prominent. And there's some really devious shit going on, especially in the last couple episodes with the clones piece. So it's really cool. Mark, you got anything to add?
I haven't seen any of it, to be honest with you.
I haven't seen any of it. Okay.
Season at all?
No, I haven't. I just not because we don't want to. It's just we forget it's on and get involved in other things. So
Yeah. There's so much to watch. Like you can't keep
exactly.
up, clearly. Right. Next up, we have seen some on-set images of the newest installment of the Descendants series. This, I think, is the 4th. Descendants: Rise of Red. Brandy and Paolo Montalban coming back to reprise their roles as Prince Charming and Cinderella, and this is going to be the story of more of the kids of things running around and causing.
It's honestly kind of interesting how they're connecting it, because and those who don't remember, Brandy was Cinderella 25 years ago.
Yeah,
something like that.
Mm-hmm.
In their own standalone little movie that they did, and a lot of girls of that age especially fell in love with that version of Cinderella. So for them to bring it back and connect it to kind of the modern version of those stories with the Descendants movies is really smart and kind of cool.
Agreed. Those movies are a lot of fun.
And I like how this one they're tying it into Wonderland. You're gonna get a little bit of the Red Queen,
Probably some Alice,
or a little bit of the Queen of Hearts. Yeah. No, I didn't see an Alice character on the cast list. But the daughter of the Queen of Hearts, you get the son of the Mad Hatter. Who else did we talk? I had the whole list.
Basically calling the Mad Hatter a baddie, because that's kind of how these movies have been going.
I didn't see anything specifically about him, just that he was the son of the Mad Hatter.
He's always been kind of an in-between character.
Yeah, that's kind of why I was like, which way would they go with that? He's chaotic neutral.
I was just going to say he's kind of chaotic neutral.
That's very much what Mad Hatter is. Not really a bad
Mhm.
guy. He just does weird shit and things happen.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it was Wonderland. They all did weird shit.
The whole point of Wonderland is nobody knows
Right.
exactly why things are happening the way they're happening. Even the original one. Like,
I can tell you why,
Yeah.
because the guy who wrote it was on acid. Because they still put.
Or you don't think he was chasing the dragon?
Oh, he was
instead?
probably
That was
definitely-
back then,
definitely.
Yeah.
he was doing opiates of one kind or another. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably very heavily smoking some opiates at that point. Yes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. The opiate dens of the late 1800s in London.
This is a true story, though. If you ever read the original, it doesn't
Oh, no, I
go-
have. Absolutely. It's a good,
doesn't
great
quite
story.
go the way you think
Mhm.
it does if all your experiences is the Disney version of it.
Mhm.
Right.
Right. So that's going to be interesting. They're filming it right now, so they don't have a release date for it yet, but probably later this year, or maybe
Probably
next year.
early next year, I would
Next year.
assume.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. More and darker and scarier stuff, and I'm not as caught up on this as you two guys are, but Last of Us looks like it just tied
yeah.
up.
Yeah. First thing you got to say about the show in a whole, just a genre of just everybody's doing zombies, blah, blah, blah. And they're super trying to scare each other. This is not a zombie show. There are zombies in it occasionally, but most of the big plot points, actually all of the biggest plot points, happen between humans. It's basically just a post-apocalyptic story involving some characters, and the story itself from the video games, they didn't stray much from the story from the first game, up to and including the twist at the end of this one, or kind of the twist at the end of this one. There wasn't really a twist; it was just a thing. But they held true to that part of the video game, and this Joel. My God, Joel is such a great character, and Ellie's great too. Like I enjoyed the shit out of it. I thought it was great. The only thing was, and Tank and I were talking about this before, is you have to be in the right mood set. Like if you go into that already depressed, you're gonna be done at the end of every single episode. Every single episode's an absolute tearjerker.
I would agree 100%. It's like you said, a lot of it does stick to kind of the main plots of the game. They changed obviously some stuff to kind of cater it towards television.
Yeah.
But the relationship between them is like the biggest part of this story, and how they resolve the season is accurate to their characters, and it is just another one of those, hey, we're gonna fuck with you a little bit on this, so be prepared.
Yep. Did you, Frank, at the end of the episode, this last episode, did you watch the special feature at the end of it?
I did.
I was like, why does, and then they explained it. I'm like, that's exactly why. Okay.
Yeah.
You have to watch the episode, but it's really interesting the way they do it.
It's cool. I think it's cool. And it ends in a way that you wouldn't think that it ends and all that kind of stuff, but it is
Right.
It ends perfectly for the story that they're telling.
Yeah. And supposedly the second game is going to be broken up, because this was kind of the story of the first game.
Yeah.
Season 2 and 3 will be the second game, so they're actually going to spread things out a little bit.
That's a good way to extend out the story a little.
Yeah, I don't know what they're going to do if they want to make more than 3 seasons, though. Because
Make a new game, I guess.
yeah,
Don't Game of Thrones it, please.
run out of story after the third season. There,
Don't create your own universe like they did in Game of Thrones, please.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, please don't. We know what the end result was, but how you got there sucked.
Right.
Come on.
But so that this first season was
D&D.
really good. I did probably the best TV I've watched in a long time.
Yeah, definitely worth your time, very much so.
Mm-hmm. And like I said, it's just an HBO show. and zombies happen to be there as kind of a plot point, but the main show is about this guy and this girl and their journey through post-apocalyptic America.
I still halfway expect, as I'm watching it, either Joel to pull out a spear and go all Prince Oberyn, or Lady Mormont to pull out a giant sword.
It's so funny watching the show, and then HBO likes to do those little 5-minute after episodes telling you about what they were thinking when they were making it. And every time she is speaking during those, I'm just like, holy fuck, I forgot that you're not fucking American.
Oh, yeah.
She does such a good job playing that character. You
Right.
forget that she's not actually American.
Oh, yeah. It's a big transition on that one.
She starts talking like, who the fuck?
Who is this person? Oh, yeah, that's right. She was a badass.
Her accent, her normal accent is very thick.
Yep. Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Right. Before we move on, and while we're on the subject of video games, I would be remiss if we didn't call out the untimely passing of Lance Reddick. He, in the Nerdverse, had left quite a footprint.
Several of them. Yeah.
I mean, with me, I first really became aware of him as an actor in Fringe in the early 2000s. Then The Wire was another one where he really did some really good stuff. That's not necessarily nerd stuff, but it's still TV.
That was a great show.
Yeah, and then Commander Zavala in the Destiny franchise, and he played that character for 7 years across 2 games and multiple expansions. If you get a chance, there's a bit in one of the expansions where Big Baddie Queen says, "You have to kneel," and the line is, "Well, we're not going to kneel. We're just going to have to work together." Well, someone actually wrote out a script for him to read where he just goes and lays into this person, and he went on Twitter and read it, and it's awesome. I can't do it justice, but it's got cursing and all kinds of stuff in it, and it's just, when you watch him do it, he's like in a tank top, and he's in his like closet, and he's got this on his phone, and he's all right, I'm going to read this because this guy wrote it, and I think it's pretty cool. And then his whole face just changes, and you can tell that right that instant he becomes Zavala, and that the depth that the man had was certainly extensive. So rest in peace, Lance Reddick.
Definitely.
Yeah,
I
60 years
loved
old.
him in the John Wick movies.
Oh, on John Wick, right? Yep. He was in that Resident Evil
Yes, he was.
show.
So not a lot of people are going to remember that.
No.
Yeah, the show
that's
itself
a
was
deep
not
cut.
memorable, right? But he still
Even
was
though
in
that
it,
just
and-
came out not even a year ago.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. Yeah. But the show itself not memorable, but he gave us all everything that he did.
Yeah.
So, I hope someone's taking care of his puppies, and that his family is finding some peace. Rest in power, Lance Reddick. All right, moving on. Mandalorian, guys, it's getting deep.
I don't know how much interaction there is between the writing staffs of the different Star Wars pieces. I'm assuming there is some communication there, but seemingly they looked at what Andor had, and they're like, "Oh, well, guess we got to bump up the writing a little bit on this," and they did it big time on season 3. Like, it's a deeper story very quickly. And
Right.
God, I love it so far. I mean,
Right.
Bo-Katan, and that story is just amping up week by week, and the stuff with Dr. Pershing and all that, it's incredible so far.
Yeah, we can talk about it now. It's been 2 weeks. So spoilers, but we saw Mythosaur. And
We think we saw
I lost
Mythosaur.
we saw Mythosaur. What else could it have been? It's in the living waters.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
huge.
But they haven't confirmed it yet.
No,
But
you're
we think
right.
We saw a Mythosaur.
Right. We think we saw a real Mythosaur.
And we have both Din and Bo being brought back into the flock of the Mandalore because they did their I don't even dip into the
They were
living waters
redeemed.
and then
Redemption.
their redemption
Yeah,
of the
they were
living
redeemed
waters.
in the living
Yeah.
waters
Yeah,
and,
their
and
redemption.
didn't take off their helmets. Right. And there's a couple interesting theories running around. One of them is the true identity of the armorer and who that could be. I don't want to get into them, but if you're interested, go check them out. You can find them
There's
anywhere
plenty
on the internet.
of
But there's plenty of pretty interesting theories about who that person really is, and it could be something super cool. And you can also, and Tank, you kind of brought it up when you were talking about how, there's definitely some communication back and forth, and Filoni really, and
John Favreau.
Thank you. You can tell that their stamp is all over all of this stuff, right? Especially the live action. So you can see how it's all going to start tying together. The one line from last week's episode when they're being chased by 400 TIE fighters was, "That's too many for an Imperial warlord." And I think we all know who that's going to be, probably.
Yeah, there might be something going on there.
Yeah. Might be somebody big that they talked about once already on this show, and we've seen in the animated series a couple of times. Right?
Is that going to be the big thing at the end of the season?
Yeah, and I think that's how they're going to dovetail into Ahsoka.
They have to link those two.
Right. Mm-hmm. Right. I'm rewatching the last season of Rebels just to brush up.
That was such an underrated series.
It was so good. So good. Especially the Mandalorian bit. Like I forgot how much that played into that last season. Really enjoyed it and enjoying rewatching it just to, like I said, brush up and catch up on a lot of it. What are you smirking about over there?
He's got something going on in the background.
Are you guys hearing the microphone? I was trying to get my dog munching on the mic.
Oh. Why?
Why?
Do you know me? Why do I do anything? Because I'm fucking nuts.
Because you're an idiot. That's fine.
I know.
Shout out to my brother's an idiot.
She's just
Mark, are you caught up on Mandalorian?
I've gotten through. She's just crunching so loudly. It's like it's all I can hear. I've gotten through the first episode of this last season. I haven't gotten any further on it, but the setup is really super interesting, and I can see where it's going, and you guys kind of told me where it's going, which is fine because I would have found that out anyways. But it's exactly what I was thinking it was, and it sounds like it's going to get really interesting.
Right. Super cool cameo this week, and it's a deep-ish cut on two different levels. I put a non-spoiler post in our group chat with just a picture of the guy. It just said redemption underneath it because the amount of hate that this guy got for something that wasn't his fault. And he gets to come back and do something really cool that he admittedly had done before, but not in quite such a in front of an audience that was quite so large.
Yeah.
But yeah, very, very cool moment to see. And they're also, starting to tell more of the story of the aftermath of Order 66.
I'm wondering, because they did what you said, they did the little paying homage more to the performer than the character, obviously. But I wonder why they did do that. They took it that route and not extending the character story, oddly enough. Because I figured that's what would have been happening, considering the actor.
Well, and he'd played that bit in a game.
Well, yeah, I know.
So that made sense from that standpoint. I don't know if there's any redemption of the other side.
That's
of
what
it.
I'm
It's just
wondering is
not.
if it's going to be both at some point.
I mean, could be, I guess, but there's
Because
so much
that
ill will.
character should still be alive. So,
Yeah, you'd think. Maybe.
yeah.
Maybe. We'll see.
I don't know. I thought the whole tree of the fucking bald spider monkey looking thing that's Jabba's pet.
No, the salacious crumb tree.
That fucking shit was so good, man.
I love it.
Yeah, it's like seven of them just sitting on mimic. Just staring like,
I laughed
do
my
these-
ass off.
where do these guys fucking live? They're not on Tatooine. Where the fuck does this guy come from?
Yeah.
Just one random tree. Just
Yeah.
It's like it's a weird invasive species, but it doesn't go
Yeah,
outside of one
right.
little circle. Yeah.
so funny. It was so good.
It's like the Isle of Monkeys.
Mhm.
Bunch of salacious's crumbs. Just
Yes.
hanging out.
Salacious.
Salacious crummus.
Salacious crumb.
I don't know.
Cream? No.
Salacious cream. Let's not go
Like
with that.
moose,
not-
salacious croom? Like moose, meese,
Sure.
mice.
Sure. Mice. As hard sometimes as names and words are for me, I will never forget Salacious Crumb. I don't know why. That's just
I-
stuck in my head all the time.
Crazy ass name. That's why.
You know what's funny is I usually remember that one, and I completely just fumbled the landing on that one.
No, your explanation was good enough.
Right.
But yeah, so far, Mandalorian, it's telling a very cool story, and it is definitely expanding the universe in the seemingly proper direction at this
Yeah.
point.
Agreed. Absolutely agreed. And like you said, there's definitely a continuity in their talking amongst themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. Last but not least, there is a Wicked movie. Looks like Wicked Part 1. Got its release date moved up. Do I have that right? Or moved up or moved back? I can never remember which one it is. Moved it up. So Thanksgiving 2024, Wicked Part 1. Ariana
they broke it
Grande.
broken into two pieces. It should be pretty good.
Yeah. You know, you can make fun of pop music, and I do all the time, but Ariana Grande is so incredibly talented as a singer. One of my favorite things that I see from just scrolling through and when our TikTok and reels and whatever, when she does the musical roulette with Jimmy Fallon, and they give her a song that she has to sing in the style of something. So like it'll be Ring of Fire, but it's No Doubt.
Right.
She
Right.
nails it. Like,
Yeah, she's really good at it.
yeah, really good.
Well, I don't doubt her talent. I know who did the original music, and I'm kind of want it done by those people again, but we'll see. I've heard the original cast album. I don't know.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's going to be hard to replace. I mean, other than grabbing those actresses, which I guess they're still around, so it wouldn't be hard to get them to reprise their roles.
maybe difficult to portray them as teenagers at this point, though.
That's correct. That's the problem.
Right.
Adina's not a young flower anymore. She's not old, but she's not,
neither
20s
is-
anymore.
Yeah, neither of one of them is
No,
Right.
young anymore in the general terms.
no. I mean, they're still gorgeous and they're still doing their thing, but
Mhm.
they're not spring chickens.
No. Hopefully, it lives up to its predecessor. Let's go with that.
Yeah.
Well, I guess you'll find out in 18 months.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a long
Yeah.
road on that still. 'Cause it's November 2024, so
Yep.
we got time.
We'll probably get some more news and some set photos and
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
first trailer. I'm sure it'll be like a Super Bowl thing, right? They'll just drop it all of a sudden in the Super Bowl and everyone will, like freak out.
That's very possible.
Yeah, it could.
That timing would work out, right?
Yeah.
Well, I think you just gave away who's going to be at the Super Bowl for next year. It's Ariana Grande.
There you go.
That would be perfect.
Is okay, but is the Super Bowl on ABC?
I actually don't know if it is next year.
Because they're really good at that, like empire building sweeping.
Oh yeah, the integration.
Yeah,
of their
synergistic. Yeah, putting everything together. Like when they make up Marvel Day and for football.
I like
try to tie it
they
all
make
together.
up Marvel Day. Yeah.
Mhm. It's Marvel Day. Like what?
Since when? Yeah.
Right?
Did you decide that this week?
Yeah. I mean, sometimes sports marketing gets a little wonky.
I'm confused.
What?
Why?
Where are you guys getting Ariana Grande in this cast?
I've got the
headline picture.
the thumbnail. She's right there.
It wasn't on the. Oh, there we go. Yeah, she was not listed on the page. The Google search I
Okay.
was just looking at, but there she is.
Yep.
Jeff
Cynthia
Goldblum.
Erivo. Yep. Ariana Grande. Jeff Goldblum is
Goldblum.
the wizard. Michelle Yeoh.
Michelle Yeoh. Yeah, I'm into that.
Yep. Did we solve your confusion? Are we good now?
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
I'm unconfused.
Unconfused. The confusion has ended. All right,
Yep.
boys. Do you have anything else you want to talk about?
Nope.
Nope.
Not really? Not that I can think of right now.
Okay.
Oh, fine. Yeah. No, we're good.
Okay.
I can't wait to go see Mario. It's coming up soon.
It's surprisingly looking better and better than I thought it was going to.
Now everyone shit on it because of
Yeah.
Chris Pratt, but
Yeah. Charlie Day's Luigi is going to be fucking awesome.
I think that is going to be a game or a show stealer with him.
Yeah.
honest.
The ultimate crime in all of that is we're never going to get Pedro Pascal's SNL Mario, which I thought was
The Mario Kart
That is
movie.
one of the best fake commercials ever.
I need
That's one of the
someone-
best SNL skits of the last 20 years.
They made Super Mario into Fast and Furious and made it better than Fast and Furious.
Right.
And it's ridiculous.
Just that look. He's like turned away and he turns around and he goes, "It's a."
It's a me.
Yeah, if you haven't seen that, go watch that.
Yeah, go watch that too. So if you
Don't forget about the Gobstopper trailer too.
Yep,
That's the
Gobstopper
Christopher
trailer.
Lloyd.
Yep, that's on Funny or Die.
Yeah.
But I'm sure it's on YouTube and all the things. And then
Oh, yeah.
the SNL skit. Go find Ariana Grande singing other things and other voices. That's awesome. If you haven't seen that,
Mhm.
catch up on all the things. All of us have things to catch up on. We are
Oh,
bad. We are bad nerds.
Won't have time to do it this weekend, but eventually.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
Taking
yeah.
a little adventure this weekend.
Yeah. we fly to Kansas City tomorrow night,
Uh-huh.
and then we fly back from Kansas City on Sunday night. So
Is that a Pokemon thing?
no, it's we're gonna go meet Grandpa.
Oh,
He's
right.
never met a Grandpa Van Horn.
Yeah,
Okay.
so we're gonna go meet Grandpa, and then Aunt Lisa's out there too. So gonna go meet her godmother.
Yep.
Check out some barbecue while we're out there.
There you go.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good time.
Sounds like a
We're
nice
really
trip.
looking forward to it.
That'll be really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, next weekend we're in Albuquerque for the Austin Denton Foundation Top Golf fundraiser.
Oh, nice.
cool.
Yeah.
That'll be awesome.
Looking forward to see all those folks.
Cool. Tell them
Yeah.
we said hello.
Oh, of course. I will do that. Absolutely. Tank, you want to talk about the things, where to find you?
Yep, catch me on Facebook, Instagram, all those things at Tank Knox and Knox Nostalgic Collectibles. There's the word.
Knox nostalgic cholesterol.
Yeah, Knox Nostalgic Collectibles. I ship eggs around the country.
Old eggs. Old
Just so you know, they're at a 50% markup on the current market.
Well, the collector's items.
Yeah, because they're collectible eggs.
Yeah, they're
know.
collectible eggs.
That's right. They're old.
But yeah, find me on those. Catch me on Idiot Brother podcast next week, I'm assuming. Yeah, that'll be it.
Mark, what do you got?
No crime. Go USA.
Go USA.
Okay.
Go USA. No crime, go USA. Are
Talk
you speaking
about-
in code to us or someone else?
Are you talking about not sticking the landing? What the hell was that? Jesus.
Go USA.
Go USA. Okay.
What? It's been a week. Leave me alone.
Did you not watch the ending of the World Baseball Classic?
Right. We'll talk
No,
about
no
that
idea.
next week.
Yeah.
Yes, we will.
Yeah, make sure you catch this crowd next week on My Brother's an Idiot. We'll go live on Wednesday and then launch it very soon thereafter on all the podcast places. You can catch the Nerds That Know under the Nerds That Know on all of the places, all of the things. Mark's Twitter is at Poffeltime. My Twitter is at Puffalopagus. You can also catch My Brother's an Idiot in many different places. Just search for at the Idiot Goons on Twitch and Twitter, at My Brother's an Idiot on Facebook. My TikTok is at King Goon Smoke. More stuff coming from New Belgium Brewery, more stuff coming from Bell's. I was at Oberon Day on Monday. That was a fantastic experience. Never seen so much wheat beer in my life.
Yeah, right.
So many good wheat beers, all Oberon variants.
Did you get the Uber on?
They didn't have Uber on.
No. Oh, wow.
They didn't do an Uber on. No. Best ones were watermelon basil, pineapple jalapeno, creamsicle, and then we got a sneak peek of the new fall seasonal called Oberon Eclipse, which was probably the best thing I tasted all
Sounds
day.
super dark. Is it like
It's
an
actually
Imperial?
not. No, it's not super dark at all. It's
Oh.
still a
Is it
wheat based.
Dunkelweiss?
No, it's a little bit darker than Oberon. If you're familiar with that liquid, it's a
Mhm.
hazy gold, a little bit darker, more clear, coriander notes to it. It was spectacular.
So it's a Belgian.
Yeah, Belgian inspired. Right,
Okay.
they're still using their proprietary yeast strain on it, but
Yeah.
it's
Interesting.
Awesome.
really good. Coming soon to a mini tour near you. Just watch out for that one. See, see how that works.
That was, you said this fall, right?
Yep,
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Cool.
yep,
Good to know.
yep. Halloween
Good to
probably. Yeah, Halloween
Yeah.
probably.
Okay, cool.
Oberon will be on the summer mini tour at Old Chicago. So
You guys get a kickback from that?
Not yet.
Not yet.
no. Hey, New Belgium and Bells, throw me a couple bucks.
Yeah, sponsor it.
Hi, guys.
Right.
Sugar-free Red Bull. We love you.
Right. What we need to get like a Pepsi contract. That's what we need. That's where the money is. The Pepsi
Ooh,
contract.
Yeah, Pepsi. Yeah.
Yep.
Because
And-
then you have food and drinks and
Mhm.
everything.
Right.
Pepsi,
Yeah, Pepsi.
Peep Pepsi.
Peeps
Also
Pepsi.
approved by my kids. Apparently, they like it too.
Okay.
That
Kid
doesn't
tested, kid
fucking
approved.
surprise me at all. It's sweet.
Yeah, it's very, very sweet.
Oh.
That is something that you need to keep away from the terrorist.
Well, that'll do it for this week's Nerds That Know. Make sure you catch us in 2 weeks. Catch the My Brother's an Idiot podcast next